What is going on, everybody? Zyonik here, and in today's video we are bringing another fun team to the Go Battle League Ultra League. We are bringing Articuno, Swampert and Typhlosion. Now the reason behind the build of this team is Articuno does really well against the meta, but its biggest weakness is going to be Registeel, as you guys see right here, which is why we have Swampert and Typhlosion in the back, and I decided to bring in the Typhlosion so that just in case we see a Swampert, we can go for Solar Beam. Now, we CMP tie right here, but I'm going to go ahead and not shield because I think I can actually survive the Hydro Cannon, which I do. So I was able to barely survive right there, so risk it for the Biscuit again, and it paid off for us, and we were able to get the shield from the Swampert. Now we are still in an uphill battle. He still has Registeel, and he has a third Pokemon. But we're going to go ahead and bring in the Articuno here versus the Swampert. This is still going to be a decent matchup for us. We don't really need to shield right here, even though it's going to do some nice neutral damage. I definitely need to be saving my shields for Swampert just in case he has something like Giratina as well. We are definitely going to need all the shields we can, and Articuno can soak these Hydro Cannons relatively well, and definitely after we've debuffed him or gave him a nerf basically with -1 to his attack stat, or his attack modified stat. So we're able to get to a Icy Wind before he gets to another Hydro Cannon, but we CMP tied, and again, risk it for the Biscuit. We're gonna not shield, and we do survive barely with any health. That is just a judgment call, and it paid off again, so feeling really good, but it's still an uphill battle, guys, because he has Registeel, and he has a third Pokemon that I do not know about. Now, he is not swapping out right now, which tells me he might have something weak in the back to my Swampert, so we're going to go ahead and shield, and then this is where it's going to get a little crazy, because I'm hoping that he wants to use Registeel to try to take me out, so he may shield right here, but he doesn't. I'm like, crap, this is not good. That was a perfect opportunity to go for Earthquake, and again, we're going to have to shield because it tells me that he has something weak into the back, possibly from Swampert. So now we're going to have to go for Hydro Cannons because Earthquake, if it goes shielded, is going to be really bad for us, but hopefully maybe he shields this, which he doesn't. I'm like, oh, this is really bad. All right, so we have to go for another Hydro Cannon. And this is where we get the shield, and because we get the shield, we're going to swap now to Articuno because I'm hoping we CMP tied, but he was able to take me out, and we're actually able to get to another Hydro Cannon in time to finish off Registeel before he gets off a Focus Blast on us. Now, final Pokemon is going to be a Clefable. This is going to be really interesting. I think the best play right here, because Hydro Cannon is better in terms of DPE, but the thing is I have to get to 3 Hydro Cannons to take out this Clefable, whereas the damage from 1 Earthquake and 1 Hydro Cannon is better. And it would have saved me 15 energy. So as you guys are going to see, I'm going to be very close to another Hydro Cannon. So right there, if I would have gone for Earthquake and then Hydro Cannon, I think I would have been able to take out the Clefable. But that is a good first game. We lost lead right there and almost won it, squeaked by making judgment calls with our Typhlosion and our Articuno to hold the shield. Hold the shield. And we are getting into game 2 now. We are currently in the, I believe, this was 2750 MMR range, and we have a fantastic lead. Articuno into Togekiss. This is really strong for us, and we see the swap into Charizard, so we are going straight into the Swampert. This is a very, very good matchup for us. Charizard doesn't, unlike Typhlosion, where Typhlosion has Solar Beam, Charizard has access basically to like Blast Burn, Overheat, Dragon Claw, so he's not going to be doing super effective damage to us. It's either going to be resisted or neutral. The Dragon Claw is going to be neutral, but Hydro Cannon will absolutely destroy, and he's opting to shield on his Charizard, which is perfectly fine for us because we can outpace him in terms of charge move because of Mud Shot. So we get a second shield. That is absolutely ridiculous. So what I'm going to do here is respect the fact that he could go for Blast Burn. We're going to go ahead and shield, and then I'm going to go straight for the Hydro Cannon the second I get it to take out the Charizard. Because it's going to be doing super effective damage, it's Community Day move, really hard hitting, this will be taking out Charizard right here. Now we're going to see the Togekiss come back in, but Swampert's actually going to be able to get to another Hydro Cannon before Charm is able to finish us off right here. Heavy neutral damage, about 40 to 50% of Togekiss's health, which is really, really nice to see. And now Articuno is going to come back in. We're going to go straight for the Icy Wind the second we get it. This is going to be doing super effective damage to Togekiss because of the flying typing and take it out right there. So no shields up, and we see a Clefable now come in. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for the Icy Wind, apply the debuff to the Clefable so that Charm doesn't hit us as hard, and we're going to go into Typhlosion and we're going to go for the Beam. We are going to go for the Solar Beam. It's definitely overkill, but our opponent decides to surrender right there. So good second battle. Again, winning lead really hard definitely pays off, especially when you have great counters in the back like Swampert and Typhlosion. Now, facing off against someone who's rank 10 but not at rank 10 rating, and which tells me they're bringing something spicy, and we do see a Weavile. So first time I've ever faced a Weavile here in the Ultra League. It's definitely a fantastic Pokemon for Ultra League. It's glassy, but its charge moves hit so hard. Now, Avalanche coming in, going to be doing neutral damage to us, and quite a bit at that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go for Icy Wind. I'm hoping that he thinks this might be an ancient power, and we do get his shield, which is fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and go into Typhlosion because, again, if he has something like a Swampert, we could go for Solar Beam, but he has Giratina altered. Now, in this matchup, Blast Burn actually does quite a bit of damage to Giratina altered. I mean, not too much, but Shadow Claw plus Blast Burn is fantastic. As you guys can see, we already have him at 50%, and this is where I make my error. I definitely think I should have shielded, not on that one, but on this next one, because what you're going to see is we're going to get off a Blast Burn. He's not going to shield, and this is where I definitely should have shielded because I could finish him off with Shadow Claws alone before he gets to another charge move. But I risk it for the Biscuit on this one, and it did not pay off. As you guys see, he finishes off. So, yeah, we're in a tough situation. We still have 2 shields. We have an Articuno with some health still and a little bit of extra energy, and we are going to see the Weavile now come back in, but it's actually going to be able to get off a charge move on us. So, we're going to go ahead and shield. I want to get this Icy Wind or potential shield bait here versus the Weavile, and then we need to go straight into Swampert for whatever he has in the back. We do get his final shield, so this is where we got to rip Swampert out, and we got to see what it is, and it's going to be an Armored Mewtwo. Armored Mewtwo is very thick in the Ultra League, guys. Definitely a fun Pokemon to run, especially with the new Psystrike move that it has. But the thing is I get greedy again. This is where, you know, earlier in the battles, we were able to make great judgment calls. In this one, we don't. So what we're going to do is shield right here. I know this is Psystrike, and what I need to do is get enough energy to finish off Armored Mewtwo and have enough energy to beat Weavile to the charge move. And as you guys see, I spend too much time farming energy, and he gets to another charge move in time. So that definitely cost us the match right there, which is okay. Mistakes happen, judgment calls happen. So I definitely should have pulled the trigger earlier, and I'm just going to let him finish me off because he still has Weavile, so there's really nothing I can do. So that is going to be a good third battle right there. We're 1-2 in this set, but we're going to be able to pull off some great wins here in game 4 and 5 to go 3-2 overall. So again, climbing up through 2700, I believe this was my battle set from maybe Thursday. We're currently in 2800s actually, so we've climbed up, and we have a decent lead. Articuno versus Alolan Muck here, pretty strong for us, and we can definitely go for Icy Wind to lower the attack on the Alolan Muck right here, and Dark Pulse is only going to be doing neutral, not a lot of damage, and he's actually going to swap out and he goes into Charizard. Again, great for us because we have Swampert. Now, we're going to go ahead and let him hit us with whatever it is. It's not going to be a Solar Beam, not going to be a Grass type move. It's just going to be a Dragon Claw, which is perfectly fine. We're going to build up more energy right here because what I'm suspecting that he may do is actually not shield. This is a different opponent, and I think he's actually not going to shield. So we're going to build up a ton of energy, then go for the Hydro Cannon so that I can get off more charge moves on the next Pokemon coming in. So he does let his Charizard go down. We have loaded energy, and we're going to see Meganium come in right here. Now, Meganium going to be a very hard counter for us, so we're just going to go for the Earthquake to do as much damage as we can before we go down, and he's going to be able to finish us off with fast moves. But we have Articuno and Typhlosion, but notice how he still has 2 shields. We're going to go into Articuno because Typhlosion can still handle Alolan Muck. But what we need to do here is get debuffs out, we need to get shields out, and we also need to not be shielding. So Typhlosion will be resisting, while Frenzy Plant, or not Frenzy Plant, but Earthquake on Meganium will do super effective damage to Typhlosion, which is why we decided not to go that route. Now we're going to see the Alolan Muck come in, and this is where we're going to make some risky plays. We're going to basically double shield our Articuno so that we can get debuffs on this Alolan Muck right here. I wish I could have gotten to the Icy Wind before he got another charge move. So we're going to go ahead and invest our second shield, because what I need to do is I need to get his attack stat lowered so he can basically not take out my Typhlosion, because Dark Pulse still does heavy neutral damage versus Typhlosion. So we're going to try to do as much damage as we can with Ice Shard, Icy Wind, make him expel energy right here, and then Typhlosion, it is up to him to survive these charge moves and get to 2 Blast Burns. So the first Blast Burn going to be coming in right here. This will be getting the shield from the Alolan Muck. But thankfully, we were able to debuff basically the attack on the Alolan Muck, because Dark Pulse is definitely not going to do as much damage now. He's going to be able to get to 2, but we are going to be able to survive it because of Icy Wind. The Icy Wind has been the most clutch move for me in Ultra League, guys, which is why I think Articuno is probably the best investment that I've had for Ultra League. As you guys can see there, we barely survive. We're able to get off the Blast Burn right here to finish off the Alolan Muck, so that's going to be a good game 4. But yeah, I think in terms of investments for Ultra League, it's definitely expensive, but I think Swampert and Articuno have probably been my 2 best investments overall. I think they're fantastic. Now, that doesn't mean you have to run them. There's other fantastic Pokemon, but so far, the dust I've spent, I think I've spent well into these guys. So we have Articuno versus Swampert here, which is actually a pretty good lead for us, guys. Hydro Cannon's going to be doing a decent amount of neutral damage, but as long as you shield the first one, you'll be okay, because Icy Wind, again, lowers the attack of the Swampert, so then Hydro Cannon won't do as much damage the second time right here. So he doesn't shield, and then now he swaps out. He's going into Clefable, so I'm going to go straight into Typhlosion. The reason why is I don't want a Typhlosion to have to fight Swampert, potentially endgame, and Typhlosion gets a Blast Burn, which will still do a ton of damage if it goes unshielded. As you guys can see, they're like 70% of Clefable's health, and we're able to finish off with Shadow Claw before it even gets to a charge move, so we are sitting really good. He's going to bring back in his Swampert right away. We're not going to shield. Let Typhlosion go down. It did its job. I need shields on Articuno and Swampert because he still has 2 shields. So we're going to come back in to Articuno. We're going to go ahead and go for the Icy Wind now right away so that he doesn't get a normal damage Hydro Cannon on us. He is going to shield. So now we're sitting really, really good because we don't need to shield anything right here. We're even in shields now, but my Articuno has way more health than his Swampert, and we still have our own Swampert in the back. Now we see a swap to a Alolan Muck. So we're going to go ahead and put Icy Wind on the Alolan Muck. And on top of that, we're going to stay in this fight because I want to try to get to 2 Icy Winds if I can, and we tie, CMP tie to it, but I'm not going to shield right here. Swampert can actually take out Alolan Muck and his Swampert in the back as long as I manage my energy well, because Dark Pulse is not going to do a lot of damage. So notice how I didn't pull the trigger on Hydro Cannon right there. What I'm going to do is let him hit me with a charge move. I am saving that shield for the Hydro Cannon in the back because it's going to do way more damage than any of the Dark Pulses coming from Alolan Muck. So we're going to go ahead and go for Hydro Cannon right here. This will be finishing off the Alolan Muck. And then the Swampert now coming in, we have more energy than Swampert, and he is at less health, which is fantastic for us. So we get the shield, and then we're going to be able to get to a Hydro Cannon before he can get to one. Or actually, we CMP tie, and then we can just put up the shield, which is why I saved that shield for this Hydro Cannon, and then we're going to be able to finish off the opponent's Swampert with our own Hydro Cannon right here. So really fun games. This team is definitely fun to use, but watch out for things like Poliwrath and Registeel. But yeah, overall really fun. Went 3-2 with this set. And we also got a Rufflet. First time Pokedex Rufflet. I've done 300 battles in Go Battle League so far, and this is the first Rufflet I've seen. So let me know down in the comments if you guys have gotten a Rufflet yet, or if you haven't. I don't know why. They promised it as a reward, and we also climbed up more through 2700. I believe we're at like 2750 in this video. The stats are really bad on the Rufflet, but you know, that's okay. So yeah. team overall I think is really strong, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.